All right. First things first. Bees are super, super active. So I'm just going to kind of give you a picture here. I'm going to let you hear them too. You can hear them even in the back. It is so cool. They are noisy. It's sunny. And I'm probably picking the worst time of the day to do this, but this is the only time I had today. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pop open these hives and I'm going to take advantage of that sunshine behind me, and I'm going to inspect my frames, and I'm going to look for the queen. I haven't found her yet, and if I can't find the queen, I'm definitely going to look for brood. I do not know that this batch of nukes, also known as a nucleus, has marked queens. I don't know. That's okay though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check that out. Get out of the sun here. And I'm going to, my smoker's doing really well. I seem to have got it to work great today. And I'm going to get this set on the easel with my glove on so I don't get stung. Because more than likely today they're going to swarm me. Maybe not. It's hard to say. But I'm hoping that they're in great spirits. But they are really active. This is wonderful. I'm going to try to, I'm hoping that this year I can split both of these hives possibly. One for sure. I do not know for sure how to do that, and I know Kevin Mills was great about coming out and helping me and showing me. Julie, you and you guys used to have bees, so maybe you can come out here one day and we'll split a hive. We'll figure it out. Either way, I'm going to hook this up on the easel now and get it set up. I am not the best at this. So, all right. You learn so much from bees, you know? Okay. That was me. I don't know how that happened. Try this again. Okay. I apologize, guys. I'm not a pro at this, so don't expect more than amateur quality here. Okay. It's a small easel, and I don't know that it's the most practical for what I'm doing. I probably need to invest in a better one, but this was all Best Buy had at the time. Okay, let's try again. Maybe it was the wind, who knows? So my smoker's doing well. I'm really happy. I haven't closed it up yet, but it seems to be doing well. I've got my Hive tool. This is my favorite tool. A lot of them don't have the J-hook on it. I particularly like the J-hook. It's dirty. I know I need to probably take rubbing alcohol and clean it up because I get pretty gummy. But the J-hook, yeah, this is one of those days. The J-hook is nice because when I'm going to go in to lift the frame, this hook gets into it without damaging a bunch of comb, and I can lift it up. When I would do it this way, a lot of times I would crush comb and honey and I would totally disrupt that, and I didn't like doing that. So that's all kind of what I'm doing there. This smoke's a little hot. I don't want to burn the bees, so as I've said before, I'm going to put some grass on there. Some blades of grass. The reason grass is so good is because grass is moist. It has water in it. And the concept is the moisture in the grass acts as like a swamp cooler in some sense. And it allows for the smoke to be a little steamier and not hot, so I don't burn the bees. Horses are being silly. Okay, so that's what you want right there. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, and this is usually the wrong time of day to do this, usually it's early in the morning, but I don't want that to discourage beekeepers that are new or work full-time jobs. You do it when you can, just wear protection. And just try to do it when it's not windy and not really cold. You don't want to make your bees sick or anything like that. So I'm going to smoke my bees so that they think there's a forest fire. You know, something like that. Alright. Yep, only one honeybee on there. That's good. They should have pretty propolised things by now. Propolis is that red gooey sticky stuff that holds your, yeah, it's pretty good. Be gentle when you take it off. What I like to do is lift it, put a little smoke in there as well. And the smoker's hot. That's why there's a cage on it. You don't want to be touching your smoker. You will burn yourself. I mean, there's just a lot of, it's common sense, but yeah, who's all got common sense? Sometimes we just don't all have that. They seem pretty calm. These are Carniolan Italians, is my understanding. And I think that's why my camera's getting flopped around. It's because me and the smoker. So we'll set that on top of the block up here. We'll just give that camera a break. Since my smoker's doing well. And you'll see right here, up close, that's called burr comb. They're trying to draw comb everywhere, which is fine. So we always clean that off. We don't leave it. Keep your hive clean because you don't want a big sticky disaster when they try to glue everything together, and they will try to glue it all together. So I'm going to be doing some serious hive inspections today. I'll probably be collecting a lot of wax, and that's good. And that red stuff is all propolis. Okay, that's what they do. They propolize. I want to check their sugar syrup levels. Okay, now they're drinking. So when I'm done with the video, I'm going to actually give them more food because they've propolized the wood that holds the tubes for the water, for the syrup. Let me show you real quickly. See here? The bees go down in there and they eat, but they have propolized right here. It is in their nature to just glue everything shut. They keep everything sealed because propolis is not only a great sealant, but man, is it a great antiseptic or an astringent. You can do a lot with propolis. People make cough drops with it. And so I don't know, I'm going to talk to my mentor. The nectar flow is pretty good right now, so when you have a really high nectar flow, a lot of times you don't continue feeding them because you don't want your honey to be all sugar syrup. You want it to be actual honey and water. What bees do is they'll pick up pollen and they'll go down to the slough or over here where I have a big watering bath for them, and they'll get that water. I'm just looking for a queen today. Oh, okay. They'll grab that water and they will bring it up, and then we'll put it in the cells of the hives. They'll regurgitate it on top of with the pollen. And when they do that, they will take their wings and they will fan it really high, and they will fan it till they basically just dry it out. And that's what makes it thick and gooey and honey. So I'm going to start collecting wax. Going to start candle making time, I guess, huh? This is a really healthy, let me get my rack. I use this to hang on the side of my frames. So what I do is I set it here and it allows me to hang the frames there so the bees aren't too displaced from their hive. Hey, move girls, sorry. The trick is doing this without crushing them. And that's why we talk about bee space, and you always move your stuff around and make sure you have lots of space. Oh wow, yeah, this is covered with bees. Okay. I don't want to hurt anybody. Just always be gentle. Okay, so this is a good report. I see lots of larvae and freshly laid eggs. They look like teeny tiny little rice grains. And they are making honey. This is all honey. And this entire side of the frame is pollen and honey. There is no larvae on this side. So this is their food side. The drones are out and they're eating the honey. That's not cool, but that's what they do. And one of the honeybees got honey on its wings, so the bees are actually, pull it up as close as you can see it, they're grooming. They're grooming each other. So, and again, I'm going to show you some more bird comb. Sorry, baby. And there's more of that bird comb. You can see sticking out on the edges there. I am going to clean that off. That cannot stay. So I'll gently sit this. I don't see a queen. That's kind of what I'm looking for. You never want to disrupt the queen. I see a drone. What are you? Move, move, move. Let me see. Yep, that's a drone. These are pretty long-bodied bees, but the queen has a super long body. They're starting to do a waggle dance, which means they're alarming a little bit. I don't want to upset them. I just want to get that bird comb off because we don't want that to stay. And I have a huge amount of bird comb here on the side that happens to be full of honey as well. So I'm going to smoke these guys, get them to move just away from my comb. Yeah. This particular strain of bees is probably one of my favorites. I just don't ever really have a problem with them. I had a group of bees last year that was highly aggressive. They look different too. They weren't exactly the same coloring as these. They all look a little different, just like humans. Do you know bees live in a democracy? I'm ordering a book. It's called The Democracy of Bees. A man did a study on them and watched their interactions and how they communicate as a group, and everything they do is in a democratic fashion. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to see what I can learn from them, since apparently as humans we haven't got it down yet. You know, come on baby, move over. I want to cut this off. Their ability to rebuild is just phenomenal. Another lesson we could take. You know, they don't have a big long discussion and fight over who's going to do what. Everybody just kind of knows their role and they exercise it. Oh my. Let's see if I can get this one close up enough where you can see that group all the way around there? See that pollen on their legs? Right there? That is cool. That bee will only go to one kind of plant today. Come back and then they'll go to another plant. So I'm going to hang that frame. They're going to feel safe and secure. I'm going to get these bees off of the bird comb we've got developing on the side here. Now they could be doing this because I have the sugar feeder in there and I've created a little too much space. And if that's the case, then it's time for me to take that up. Okay. This one's a big piece. It has honey in it. So I'm going to try to clean it off without losing the bees. There we go. There we go. There's some honeycomb, empty. And there's just a little spot of honey there. If I can get that to focus. Get off. Okay. There. Yeah, they're not too mad at me. That's cool. All right. You hear the lawnmower? A nice warm breeze is blowing. The people are mowing their lawns. All of the wonderful things that people do on days like this to make everything nice. And the dandelions are done growing up out here, so he's cutting his grass. I've got really good neighbors, a lot of them. They just let the dandelions come on and get it a little prairie-like, and that's why today's kind of a big grass cutting day for us. It's starting to look pretty ratty. Beyond prairie, it's just looking like an abandoned home. So it's time to take care of business without hurting the honeybee. So I'm going to show you up close what the honeybees are doing. See how they're all coming up to the edge? Now, not all of them are doing that. It's an assigned group of people. Of course, this is, again, rural clarity. These are guardian bees, and their job is to line up a front and keep an eye on things. So what they do when given the command is they swarm. And they do that to protect their queen or their colony. And you know, really it isn't just the queen. Whatever queen they have at the time is who they protect. Bees are all about their colony. They are there we go, get down there girls, I don't want to hurt you. It's a colony, so you have to remember that as a colony, they work to take care of each other over and above whoever's in charge. So I like the fact that they're more community minded, because let's say their queen is getting old and tired, she's just not doing what she's supposed to do anymore. A couple queen cells hatch, they're being fed royal jelly, so these bees are actually going to be queens, right? Not princesses, they're all queens. And there will be a fight to the death. That is just the way it is in the system. It's an aggressive caste system when it comes to that, the leader. But they'll fight to the death. And when they do that, that old queen will usually just swarm. If she doesn't get killed, she will just swarm away with the older bees, and then the new ones will stay here and take care of it. But they won't hurt each other. They just take care of each other. They take off and they do what's best for their colony. Okay, this is good. Okay, this is called capped brood. See all of that? Looks like a brown covering on everything. See the white covering? That's honey. Bees make little honey stores in the corners. That way they can eat. And all the brood that I do see, though, however, I see no queen cells, but I see some drone brood, which are these big, ugly, bulbous cells. I don't care for the drones, and when their time is up, I don't really care for them. I'm looking for a queen, because I don't want to knock her down. And again, I don't see one. But she's laid eggs here, so I am going to assume, and I'm hopeful, that she is down below in the new box that I put on earlier this week because they were so busy. All right, so I put 2 frames here. The bees feel safe. It allows me to clean up these frames, scoot them over. I'll probably let them finish up this water batch, and when this sugar syrup batch is gone, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to just let them feed off of the nectar that's out there. I think that was plenty to get them started, and they're doing well. This is where I'm going to inspect them, and I'm going to put them right back in the hive. You always put them back where they were originally. You never disrupt the order of your hive. Order is important because it helps them know what they're doing. Sorry guys, I don't want to... No. You're fine. I don't know, I just think that we put too much into ourselves. We kind of get a little big-headed on who we are and what we have to contribute. And you know, these guys don't make a big deal out of who's who. There's no movie star in here. There's no anything. It's just drones are drones and workers are workers, guardians are guardians. They all just take care of each other, and they don't have, no one's taking care of any better than the other. They just take care of each other always. I think that's cool. To me, that's the way it should be for anything, people, animals, etc., etc. And then we would have such a nice world. Oh my gosh. You know, who'd have thunk, right? So the podcast is doing okay. It's doing well, actually. Hoping that you guys listen to it and that you give me some input. You know, I'm not an official at this or a specialist. I don't know my thing all the time. I lost all my bees last year because I didn't know what I was doing. So this year, I'm trying to do it the right way. And that means that I'm hopefully not going to make mistakes. I'm not going to repeat the mistakes I did last year, that's for darn sure. But if I can just practice and be mindful, you know, of what, I don't want to hurt their legs. Trying to clean this off and they keep crawling on my tool. They're so cute. Okay. you know, if I could just be mindful. Go on. You don't need to be on my glove pole. They don't like that, by the way. I probably shouldn't have done that. But you know, they do what they're supposed to do. You know, you have a home, you take care of your home. You have a colony, take care of your colony. You don't. No one's going to get a superstar. No one's going to get an Academy Award. No one's going to get jack crap. What they're going to get is a nice, safe, loving existence where they don't have to live in fear because they know that they're being taken care of. Oh yeah. This is going to be a big colony. I do have a lot of bees covered in pollen. That's a positive. And if I look like I'm looking sideways at the camera and I'm cross-eyed, I'm not. It's just I'm used to the lens being on the other end, and for some reason I managed to turn it upside down. I don't know what my dingleberry self. I'm looking for a queen, and she probably isn't here because these are all full. But you know, she runs around and looks for stuff. Yeah, they're doing that waggle dance. No queen cells. That's a very positive. Queen cells look like little peanut-shaped cells. Yes, I know. You guys are fine. Yeah, they're doing really well today. The wood discolors the older it gets, the more years that they use it, because between propolis and wax and their living, it just kind of gets full. Go down, guys. Go on. Don't get on there. That's hot, you stinker. Wasn't very smart. You know, and just they have an army, just like we do, and they're willing to die for their country. They just aren't willing to die for stupid things. They just worry about themselves, mind their own business, basically. Have you ever seen a honeybee get involved in anybody else's business? They just go, collect pollen, make wax, make honey. Mason bees do the same thing. Leaf cutter bees, they just know what they're supposed to do, and they do it. I think as humans, our job is to be stewards of the earth, of each other. I think we need to know what we're supposed to do and just do it. Don't think we should be telling people how to do what they do or dictating how things are done, even if it seems barbaric. Bees don't have religions or politics. They just, I mean, they have their little democratic way of doing things, but that's pretty much it. They work together, they make a decision together, and they execute together. Do you know a bee can count to 4? And they're not colorblind. Otherwise they wouldn't know where flowers were. Yep. Now I'm not going to let this go beyond 30 minutes, but I'm going real gentle today. This is my first inspection. Until I know where that queen is, I want to be very, very careful. I have established that these are not an aggressive group, so that part is easy. But there's just so much. I haven't had them land on me or warn me or anything. I kind of miss that. I had the one gal that would always yell at me and, you know, let me have it and tell me, Missy, you're in my space. Get away from my hive and my people. But that was her job. She did it well, and I miss her. She could have yelled at me all day long today and I'd have been happy. You know? There I go again, looking the wrong way. You know? So life doesn't always give us what we expect. Changes are big. Sometimes we need a little help from each other, some prayer, kindness, good vibes, good energy. This is a busy little hive. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Okay. See this little peanutty thing developing right here? I'm going to show you. So I'm going to lean the bees up against me. This little spot right here. This is more than likely a drone, but if it has royal jelly in it, then it's a queen. It's empty. Okay, good. They will develop like a peanut shell, and they tend to hang at the bottom. And there's lots of honey here. They are making lots of honey. They've done this just since I put them here. But that's how the bees will function. They will actually make lots of drone cells. And I don't know, I've read it before. I don't know why they do so many drone cells during the spring. I mean, I think it's because they're preparing for a new queen. When they start having queen cells develop, what'll happen is a queen will emerge when they do determine who the queen's going to be through the death of the old queen or her swarming, and the fight is done and it's established that she's the queen. She takes what's called a nuptial flight, and she'll leave the hive. She'll fly straight up in the air, and all the drones will come up with her, like in the comic books, like these little jet fighters, and they'll travel all around her. And what they'll do is, come on, get back down. My smoker's starting to peter out. And they'll all mate with her. The strongest ones will, which is good because it creates a survival of the fittest environment. But they'll mate with her, and she'll store all of that fertilization, and that is saved. Ooh, come on. And it'll be saved. Oh, okay. Now I've got to be mad at me. Sorry, guys. And what they'll do is they'll all mate with her, and then she will continue to lay until she basically runs out of eggs. That's her job. That is her role. And she's been doing a great job. I have lots of, let me see. I have lots of eggs in here freshly laid. So she's been here in the last day. She might be here. Drones. And once I see her, I'll find her easily. It'll be easy to find her because then I'll have her spotted and I'll know what she looks like. Because even though they all look very similar, they kind of do become individuals too. But normally she's running around poking her butt in there, dropping eggs. And I don't see that. And some of them are runners. They'll run to the other side of the frame right about the time I'm inspecting this side. There's some newly hatched bees here. They're very young and they're very pale in color, and they're tiny and delicate looking. Okay, I see a lot of bee bread in this one. And I'll show you the bee bread. It's right there. It's all that pollen colored shape stuff. Okay, that's a drone. That's not my buddy. Okay. Let's see. Might be time to put a new frame in here, which would be great. So I'm ready. And they've created a honey, dadgummit. They've connected to the sugar syrup feeder, and that's the only thing I really don't care for about these feeders you put inside. They build a comb and you waste honey and stuff. And that's not what we want to do. And I want to be careful when it's breezy, it's getting a little windy. I don't want to have wind blow the queen off either. She's got to stay with her. Come on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Get down, guys. Oh, yeah. There's some beautiful bees here. These are absolutely beautiful. Okay, this is a new frame I put in. And you see where they've kind of attached. There's an attached piece of wax there. She might be here. I see a lot of eggs where she's recently laid them. And there's a lot of hustle and bustle here, so finding her is going to definitely be a challenge. And you never want to shake your bees out. That's only when you're, make sure your queen's down below when you're harvesting honey, but I'll use a queen excluder. That way I don't have to worry. Now something I also look for is I look for the wings to be shaped normally. If you see wings that are like, one is a different size than the other, or they're very deformed, and then you're dealing with what they call a varroa mite. Oh, there's the queen. She's marked. Gosh, that's cool. Let me see if I can get it to work. See right there, guys? See that big long gal with a green dot on her head? It's a marked queen. Awesome. All right, she's working on this frame. Oh, she's beautiful. She's right there. Just pay attention. There she goes. She's right here. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm good. I'm happy. That is a beautiful thing. A marked queen is so easy to find. She's long. So I'm going to move this over without bothering her. I got to clean that little bit of comb off of there. That makes me feel good because she's not on the comb attached to the water feeder. And I think we're just going to take that off. We'll get this off, and there's no honey in it yet, no eggs. So I'm going to take all of this out, shake the bees off, take all that extra stuff out. Beautiful. This is a difference in wax, just to show you. Look at the difference in colors. Here's some stuff that's been there a while, and this is the new stuff. Yep, this is freshly made. And that's the frame the queen's on. So what they did was they came over here and they rapidly made a habitat for her to lay eggs. So what she's going to do now is she's going to head down. Once these frames are full, she should be going down, and they should be, yeah, I see bees down there on the empty frames, and they should start building. This is all what they call drawing out comb. They'll start drawing out comb, and that will be for her. I know, guys. That's going to get her going. Get down. You don't need to be on there. Don't sting me, you'll die. Don't do that. Okay. But that'll give her the opportunity to lay. Okay, guys, I have my brush. I'm going to brush them off. I don't like using the brush if I don't have to, but if there's too many bees on something and I need to just get them off, I'll brush them off. They don't like it, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to be brushed off either. But we need to get rid of that piece of extra comb. First, I'm going to get the big piece off. That way I don't have to worry about them. Big piece they were making. Their hives, when they do them in the wild, are that shape. They draw them out in big dips, and you've got this, and what they would have done is they'd have built those hexagonal cells out deeper and deeper, and then the queen would lay eggs in the bottom of those, or they would put nectar, which is the honey, or they'll put pollen and their spit and make what they call bee bread, and all those things would go in there to make a functional, viable colony. But we want to clean that off. We don't want them on that. That is not our thing. All wax has to go away. Okay, I want to see if this is empty. Yep, it's about empty. All right. And there's like little pollen deposits that are stuck right here. You'll see little bits of orange down through here where pollen's been dropped off. Oh, I knocked it down. But they're drawing out comb on top as well. So I'm going to take it out because they do have access to water. They don't need any more sugar syrup. I'm going to go get some frames. So I got just 2 minutes over, about 5 minutes over. They are working down and they're drawing out comb down below. I will show you what it looks like because they're taking over a new space. Get as much light on there as possible. So they're gluing the top together down here. They're going to glue all this together, make it nice and sealed. And on my next inspection, I should have to, well, it'll be up here now because I'll be adding another 2 frames. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put 2 more frames in here. And I will put them, on the one side I'll put them on the inside. I'll put them in the very center. No, I'll put them on the outside here. I'll just put them on the outside so the queen can keep working over, and then she'll go over and then down. Because I don't want to mess up the order that they're placed in their hives. But they're ready. They're ready to take care of business. And they do their job. I mean, but I haven't been swarmed one time. So they're a good colony. I'm sure the other colony's equally as nice. So we're making progress. And I appreciate you guys being here. You know, hey, have your kids draw some pictures or write a little story for me on how they feel about the honeybees and how important they see they are to our environment and why, or even take pictures of them with some plants they're planting, or the gardens that I'm talking about what they're planting for the bees, or what they think we can do for the bees, and then email it to my email address at beemyhoney.honeybees@gmail.com, and that's beemyhoney.honeybees@gmail.com. So I'll put my email in the notes as well on YouTube and on Facebook in the comment screen. But if you could please do that. The podcast is coming up soon, and I want your permission. Anything posted I want to put on the website as well to promote children learning young and getting involved with this. This is important for them, it's important for you, and it's important for our future. So guys, I love you. Namaste. I'll see you all soon. I'm going to take off my gloves because these guys aren't going to sting. They're fine. And I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.